Hi everyone, I am teacher 𝗢𝗲𝗍𝗬 and welcome to our distance learning on MathPACKS for grade 7, quarter 1, week 3C. The objective is for the learners to perform fundamental operations on integers. Okay, let's start. For the generalizations, we have subtracting of integers. And the steps. Step 1, identify the minuend and subtrahend. Step 2, change the sign of the subtrahend or its additive inverse. That is, a minus b can be written as a plus the negative of b. Or we have here a minus the quantity negative b, that becomes a plus b. Step 3, proceed to addition of integers. Step 4, follow the rules in addition of integers. Adding integers with like signs, you just simply add the numbers and copy the common sign. Adding integers or subtracting integers with unlike signs, subtract the numbers. And then, copy the sign of the number with a bigger value. There are examples to follow for you to independently study. Examples 1 to 3. I have to move on to exercises just to guide you in answering this one. Exercise says A, copy and answer. So write the additive inverse and the absolute value. For number 1, what's the additive inverse of 11? It's negative 11, and its absolute value is always positive, and it's 11. For number 2, negative 13, additive inverse is 13, the absolute value is 13. And for negative 24, we have 24 and 24. 54, the inverse is negative 54, absolute value 54. For negative 23, we have here inverse, positive 23, then absolute value is 23. For number 6, negative 20, additive inverse is positive 20, absolute value is 20. And here, I don't need to discuss up to number 10. It's so easy to follow. Now let's move on to B. Subtract the second integer from the first integer. So we have here the given and the example. And then let's move on to number 1. We have negative 89 and negative 97. For the solution, we have to copy negative 89. And then this is actually minus negative 97. So we just have to simply add change the sign of the minuend, of the subtrahend, I mean. So this becomes now negative 89 plus 97. And the answer, how to get this? Since we end up with unlike signs integers, so you just have to subtract 97, subtract 89 from 97, or simply 97 minus 89. And the answer is 8. Positive 8. Why positive 8? Because between 89 and 97, the higher value is 97. And the sign of 97 is positive. So we carry the sign of the higher or the bigger number. It's positive 8. For number 2, we have negative 17 plus negative 68. And that would be 85. But the sign of the two integers is a negative number, or a negative sign. For 66 and 21, we have for the solution 66 plus negative 21. 66 and negative 21 are unlike signs. So we have to subtract 21 from 66. And that is 45. Why positive? Since 66 is bigger than 21 and the sign of 66 is positive. So the answer is positive 45. 54 and 72, we have for the solution 54 plus negative 72. These are unlike integers. Adding them, that means we have to subtract 54 from 72. Or that is simply 72 minus 54. That becomes 18. Why negative 18? Because between 54 and negative 72, between 54 and 72, 72 is bigger than 54. And the sign of 72 is negative. That concludes our solution for exercise letter B. For letter C, we have to perform the indicated operation and write the matching letter on the blank or in your answer sheet. In this case, let me write it here to save time. So we have 3 minus 7. So that's negative 4. Then negative 4 minus 8. So that is adding two negative numbers, that's negative 12. For the next number, we have 7 minus negative 12. Let's operate on this first. That becomes 7 plus 12. So 7 plus 12 becomes 19. Minus 9, it's 10. Next, negative 11 minus 33. Let's operate on this first. That becomes negative 44. Then we have negative 44 now minus negative 72. But since this is a negative and the negative here, so that means negative 44 plus 72. Negative 44 plus 72 are two different integers in terms of signs. So we have to subtract 44 from 72, and that is 28. And it's positive because the sign here of 72, which is bigger than 44, is positive. Moving on, we have here 45 minus negative 45. That means 45 plus 45. So it's 90. Minus 90, 0. Next, negative 10 minus 8. That is negative 18. Negative 18 minus 12, or negative 18 minus negative 12. This becomes negative 18 plus 12. So we have negative 6. Next, 30. This becomes plus. So 30 plus 34 plus 50. That's 84. 84 plus 15 becomes 99. Next, for letter G, negative 21 plus 3, that becomes negative 18. Then, minus 17, or simply negative 18 plus negative 17. So 18 plus 17 is 35, and we copy the common sign negative. So the answer is negative 35. For letter O, 4 minus 7, that is negative 3 minus 39. That becomes negative 42. Then minus negative 10. So that becomes negative 42 plus 10. That's negative 32. And there is here the message. We have to decode. So what is the letter that corresponds to negative 32? So we have to find it out. It's letter O. Okay. Then for 99, we have letter W. For negative 12, we have L. For negative 35, we have the G. For negative 28, for 28, we have E. And for B, 0. 10 R and -6 for A. What is a smart bird's favorite type of math? Well, algebra. So that's the answer. That's the trick. I hope you had some fun for this exercise. We move on to the letter D. For the direction, we have to solve the following real-life problems. Show your solutions on your answer sheet. In my case, I have shown you the solution here. Number 1, the temperature was 29 degrees Celsius. Then it fell 3 degrees Celsius in 1 hour. What is the temperature now? Assume that now is after 1 hour. So for the solution, 29 degrees Celsius to given temperature, then it fell 3 degrees Celsius. That means it's -3 degrees Celsius. So that becomes 29 minus 3 is 26 degrees Celsius. And what is asked is, what is the temperature now, assuming that 1 hour had already passed. Hence, the temperature now is 26 degrees Celsius. Number 2, let me move this the arrow. Okay. Number 2, a woman weighed 67 kilograms before she went on a diet. She was able to lose 13 kilograms. What is her weight now? Well, it's simply easy. We have 67 kilograms minus 13. That becomes 54 kilograms. Therefore, the woman's weight now is 54 kilograms. Moving on to the numeracy skill, write the symbol to make the mathematical sentence correct. So for number 1, obviously 8 minus 5 is 3 and it's less than 6. 2 plus 8 is 10, it's less than 11. 30 plus 8 is 38 and that's greater than 6. 40 plus 5 is 45 and that's greater than 41. 70 plus 3 is 73 and that is less than 77. Number 6, 27 is greater than the sum of 9 and 13, which is 20. 4 is less than 5. 11 is greater than 10. 67 is greater than 57. And 9 is less than 11. This concludes our distance learning for MathPACKS in this module. This is again Teacher 𝗖𝗿𝗲𝗶𝗶 saying stay healthy, happy, and always safe. God bless us.